The Young and the Restless had us crying this week with Cole's death. His passing brought to mind the Dusty Springfield song, Learn to Say Goodbye, which was written specifically for the 1972 TV movie Say Goodbye, Maggie Cole, starring Susan Hayward. Appropriately, the ill-fated Cole shared his final scenes with Victoria, the love of his life. Their daughter Claire, who must feel cheated as she was only reunited with her father a few years ago, was in too much pain to watch her father pass away. No one blames you, Claire. We all handle grief differently. Viewers who first met Cole in 1993 as the man who possibly was Victor's long-lost son never forgot Cole after he left the canvas in '99 to teach in Oxford. He drove romance on the show for years while being tied romantically to Vicky, Nikki, Nina, and Ashley. Y&R deserves big credit for inviting Peck to reprise Cole to tell the story that baby Eve, Cole and Vicky's daughter, hadn't died back in '98. There would have been a glaring hole in the story if Claire's dad had been off camera. Vicky never had to say, "Oh, Claire's getting acquainted with Cole, who is out of town." That's because he was in town where he belonged. Y&R viewers rightfully would have screamed, "Cole needs to be here!" He appeared sporadically since his return. Earlier this year, he'd gone on a trip across the world to check out offices for Newman Publishing. Presumably, that's where he contracted Legionnaire's disease. We truly didn't think Cole was going to die because we were erring on the side of hope. However, once we heard the haunting, sad version of the Y&R theme play, we feared the worst was about to happen. Perhaps we held out hope that Cole was going to be okay because we kept getting reports of, "He's about the same," and he was off camera. How sick can that be? We never saw just how bad his condition was. He spent some time being sick on the sofa in the tack house, and there were references that he was in his hotel suite at the Genoa City Athletic Club. Most of Cole's updates were revealed when Cole was off camera. Newer viewers would have liked to have seen more of Cole on screen so that his passing would have had a greater impact. More episodes of Cole and Victoria finding their way back to one another would have been a joy to watch and would have made his death all the more devastating. If Cole was so close to dying, why would he be transported from a hospital in Chicago back to Genoa City? Why not stay in Chicago, where he was already receiving medical care? Will there be a funeral? Will Nina return for it? Will Vicky's family make it back from France in time? We're left with so many questions. A sad reality of soaps today is that there just aren't as many sets as viewers, and the shows, we're sure, would like there to be. There's also a dearth of day player doctors, nurses, interns, orderlies, volunteers, and family members of other patients. Cole and Vicky shared one final kiss before he died. That had us reaching for tissues to wipe our eyes and going to the internet to see if Legionnaire's disease can be transmitted by kissing. Seriously, Cole's death was a tearjerker, the likes of which we haven't seen on Y&R in quite some time. Bravo to everyone involved. It's too bad Cole and Vicky didn't get a deathbed marriage the way Devin and Hillary had. "Cole was my husband," Vicky could have said for the rest of her life, or at least until the next time she gets married. We're guessing that might be Nate. The show reminded us of the couple's short-lived romance. Cole has now gone to that great Genoa City in the sky. He's together now with Cassie, Catherine Chancellor, Rex, Neil, Hillary, Liz Foster, and many more beloved favorites. R.I.P. Cole. Chelsea Lawson was a firecracker from the minute she hit town on Y&R. Lately, we've seen her return to her savvy, con artist ways. First, she tried to trick Victor into backing off of Billy by letting him know the identity of Aristotle Dumas. Alas, Victor shot her down. But even Victor was bemused by Chelsea's attempt. More recently, we saw Chelsea see right through Holden Novak's ploy to befriend her. There are movers and shakers, spies and frenemies around every corner in Genoa City. It's nice to see Chelsea get a read on folks and file away bits and pieces of information she perceives. We also saw Chelsea's spidey sense kick into gear when she ran into Cain at Crimson Lights. It didn't take her long to realize there was more to Cain's presence than met the eye. Nobody else can talk sense into you like your mom can. That's why the scenes between Diane and Kyle likely hit a nerve with many viewers. Kyle's tall, good-looking, and confident. While he's to be admired, his mother knows he's potentially in over his head with Audra. Diane had kept an open mind about the trip to Dumas's estate, But then she laid down the law with her son. Kyle tried to point out to his mom that she thought the competition between a fragrance from Jabot and one from Vibrante, Audra's company, was a good idea. No, Diane corrected her son. I accepted that it had merit. She went on to call it silly, as Vibrante was not only a brand new company, but it didn't make sense for established Jabot to be associated with a novice outfit. Kyle pushed back, as sons tend to do, which prompted Diane to push back even harder, as moms tend to do when they have their children's best interests at heart. It's a good thing that Cain has bought the Genoa City Athletic Club. It's likely the only way he's ever going to be in the same room with folks again when they're eating. The man is a terrible host, as evidenced by his interactions with his guests. First, he keeps them waiting, then, they're led to believe there's no way out. But Cain certainly had no problem leaving the grounds. He flies thousands of miles to Genoa City so he can grab coffee with Holden and instruct him on what he wants him to do. Holden needs to work on his sleuth skills if he wants to keep his job with Cain. Con artist Chelsea saw right through his transparent act. If he's going to try to make inroads with the people Cain has instructed him to befriend, he's going to have to learn how to lie better. Forget media and fashion. Chelsea would make an excellent attorney. She sized up Holden in no time and told him she knew more about him than he did about her. The confident con artist called Holden a liar to his face so sweetly that we couldn't help but chuckle. Don't try to con a con, Holden. We've observed for quite some time that Y&R has a formula for many of its shows. We see about 3 sets of couples at different eateries: Society, Crimson Lights, the Jazz Lounge, or the Genoa City Athletic Club. Towards the end of the show, one person from one of the couples will run into another pair to advance the plot. Lather, rinse, repeat. Recently, though, Y&R has been surprising us with some unexpected pop-ups. Both Phyllis and Chelsea made appearances very, very late into an episode, so don't tune out if you haven't seen your favorite. He or she may pop up just yet. Cain finally admitted his plan to Phyllis in front of Amanda. He doesn't want Chancellor Industries, or Jabot, or even Newman Enterprises. He wants them all. Welp, good luck! We're not taking Phyllis at her word that she'd throw her beloved Nick under a bus if Cain asked her to do so. But maybe Cain is hoping that Phyllis will run and tell the Genoa City power players what he's up to. Maybe he's sitting on a bigger scheme than the one he's shared with ambitious Phyllis? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. Next week on The Young and the Restless, Audra goes for the kill, Lily goes for the kiss, and Danny goes for broke. Here's a look ahead at the Y&R episodes we'll see from June 30th to Friday, July 4th, 2025. On The Young and the Restless, whatever Mariah did that night, she was away must be pretty bad. So far, we've seen her getting cozy with an older man in a bar. She'd been drinking, heavily, and she let him join her. After seemingly even more drinking, the two were laughing, paused, and looked each other in the eye. But Mariah's flashbacks stop as their faces get closer, leaving us to wonder what happened next. Did she really have an affair with someone twice her age? Anything's possible, but the only other flashback we've seen has been while Mariah is sobbing, "What have I done?" and remembering herself sitting in an armchair, looking stunned and holding a pillow. Whatever it was that happened in between those two scenes has Mariah so upset that she can't tell Tessa and can barely look her in the eye. When Tessa wants answers, Mariah doesn't bend an inch. Does Tessa get so frustrated she offers to end their marriage? Speaking of marriage, someone's ready to pop the question. Danny Romalotti has come to Genoa City with a ring to propose to Christine. He makes a special night for the two of them at Society and proposes. Will she say yes? Meanwhile, in France, Audra kicks her plan into high gear. Barely dressed in her bedroom train car, she knows she's got Kyle's full attention. All she needed to do was start to undress, and she knew exactly where Kyle's focus was. Claire who? Lily is well aware that Cain claims that he wants her back, so suddenly she is determined to be with Damien. Instead. But is Lily really interested in him? Or is this just her way with coping with her buried feelings that seeing Cain has come rushing to the surface. Whatever is really going on, Cain is not too happy to see the woman he claims to love locking lips with another man. The Young and the Restless scoop for Monday, July 7th reveals Lily Winters will face off with Phyllis Summers. Also coming up, Audra Charles will do her best to tempt Kyle Abbott. Plus, Victor Newman will talk Nikki Newman into staying, and Adam Newman will head for home. Y&R spoilers tease Kyle will knock on Audra's door, and she'll say it's open. He'll see her standing there in skimpy underwear and a silk robe. "Do you want to come in?" she'll ask. Kyle will walk in and they'll discuss their perfume war idea. He'll say they should figure out how to launch their battle when they return. Audra will tell him he obviously liked her original idea. "Which means I am starting to have some influence over you." She'll say they should brainstorm some ideas. "I don't think this is the place," Kyle will reply. He'll suggest they meet in the dining area, but Audra will ask him to wait, and she'll change in front of him. Meanwhile, Phyllis will tell Cain she can't wait to see her doubters' faces when their precious companies are ripped away from them. "I just want to confirm, you're going to take Abbott Communications, Jabot, Winters, and Newman Enterprises out from under them?" And Cain will confirm it. She'll ask if he can keep Victor on at Newman, and Cain will wonder why she has sympathy for him. "No. When we take over Newman, I'm going to be Victor's boss," she'll reply. "That is a perk I can get behind." Cain will tell Phyllis not to get ahead of herself, and Amanda Sinclair will caution her. He'll tell her he needs a show of faith to prove she's willing to go the distance. "Name it," Phyllis will reply. But before Cain can, Lily and Damian Cain will come along. Cain will approach and say it's a beautiful day to be outside. "It was," Lily will reply, and he'll leave. Phyllis and Amanda will say hello, and Lily will tell Phyllis she's in a good mood. Then she'll accuse her of abandoning her son while he's grieving. "Of course I'm worried about my son. Who knew you gave a damn about him?" Phyllis will reply. Lily will say they've made peace. "By the way, there's nothing I would want more than to spend time with my son," Phyllis will add. However, Lily will say she highly doubts that, considering she bullied her way into getting an invitation. But Phyllis will tell her she has every right to be there, even more than she does. "Maybe you should just enjoy yourself instead of bringing down this entire place." Amanda will say they should all just try to enjoy the day. However, Lily will ask how they can, when Cain has them all trapped there like rats in a maze. Phyllis's face will drop and she'll take off. Lily and Damian will sit down to eat, and Audra and Kyle will arrive. Lily and Damian will watch them, and she'll say she doesn't know what Audra is up to, but she doesn't like it. In the train car, Nikki will tell Victor she wants to go home, and Nick Newman will agree. Victoria and Claire need us, and given Adam's news, so do our companies. But Victor will say there's no better way to beat an enemy than on his own turf. Nick will mention that Cain thinks someone's going to try to kill him. Nikki will say they should all be packing their bags, but Victor will tell her they need someone in town and will ask Adam to be their eyes and ears. Adam will say he'll keep digging. Then Phyllis will walk in and ask why Adam is there. Victor will say it's none of her business. So, Nick will ask Phyllis to go for a walk. Adam will get ready to leave, and Nikki will ask him to go with him. But Victor will tell her it's too dangerous. So, she'll ask Adam to send along a message to her daughter and granddaughter, and will thank him for coming. "It's what family does," he'll reply. Finally, Nick will ask Phyllis if Cain has offered her a job yet. Cain's up to something. While he's busy putting on this elaborate affair, he is orchestrating something massive back in Genoa City, and he's doing it in person. Nick will also tell her he bought up tons of real estate there. Cain is a genuine threat to all of us. He'll say he's trying to help her, but Phyllis will push back. "I don't need your help," she'll say. "I can do this on my own." Nick will ask if she's going to help Cain take them all down. "Or are you going to stick with us, the people who care about you, and help us fight him off?" The Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday, July 8th, reveal that Tessa Porter will suggest divorce, while Victoria Newman finds a surprise source of comfort. Some marriage proposal prep is also on the way, so here's what Y&R fans can expect. For starters, Danny Romalotti will talk to Daniel Romalotti Jr. about planning a special night for Christine Blair. Viewers will recall that Danny recently opened up to Daniel about his desire to propose to Christine, so now it's time to nail down his plans and follow through with them. Danny may be a bit nervous about Christine's answer, but he'll also be hopeful and will get some support from Daniel ahead of his bold move. While Danny prepares to pop the question, Tessa and Mariah Copeland's marriage will disintegrate even further. Mariah will understand why Tessa is livid with her blowing up their family without offering a real explanation. Although Mariah will acknowledge the pain and anger she's caused, it won't do much to help Tessa's frustrated mood. After Tessa blows up at Mariah for not letting her in, she'll hint about maybe making this separation permanent. Mariah and Tessa will have a difficult conversation about whether they can still fix this or if divorce is the only path forward. As for Victoria, she'll continue to struggle with grief now that Cole Howard has passed away. Victoria will feel lost and uncertain of what the future holds, but she won't have to go through this alone. Somebody from Victoria's past is going to step up and console her on Tuesday's Y&R episode. Although Victoria and Nate Hastings have been reconnecting lately, he may not be the person this spoiler is referring to. Victoria has a messy history with Chelsea Lawson, but they've shared some nice moments here and there in recent months. It looks like another one is coming up after Chelsea gets updates on Cole's tragic fate. Chelsea will cross paths with Victoria soon enough and react to the awful news that Cole's gone. That'll give Chelsea a chance to embrace Victoria and offer some comfort when she needs it most. The Young and the Restless spoilers hint that Lily Winters' bedroom fantasy of Cain Ashby may take an unsettling turn. Although Lily will share a passionate kiss with Damian Cain and insist she's ready for something new, it's clear there are some unresolved feelings when it comes to her ex-husband. Lily is trying to convince herself that she's over Cain and everything they shared, but a powerful connection like that doesn't just go away. There's still some love between Lily and Cain, whether she wants to admit it or not. During the week of July 7-11, Lily may be forced to confront her past with Cain and the feelings she's been trying to shove down. That's because Cain will show up in Lily's bedroom on the train car, most likely in the form of a dream. Of course, it's possible Cain will genuinely visit Lily behind closed doors, but it makes more sense that it'll be a dream since she'll be in her pajamas under the covers. Cain will be fully clothed in this apparent fantasy, but he may push Lily to admit there's still something between them. Maybe dream state Cain will urge Lily to stop fighting fate and confess she wants him as much as he wants her. Then again, this dream might serve another purpose if Cain pops up and tells Lily he's in danger instead. Lily knows about Cain claiming someone wants to kill him, so that could tie in with all this too. Maybe this will become a nightmare if Cain delivers a disturbing message about the killer making their move. Lily might wake up startled and worry that her dream was a sign of terrible things to come. Whatever the case, Lily will have a lot on her mind in the coming Y&R episodes. The Aristotle Dumas reveal has thrown Lily's life into turmoil, so she'll continue to struggle over Cain's revelations and all the memories that have been stirred up. The Young and the Restless recap for Monday, July 7th, reveals that Cain Ashby's jealousy will flare while Phyllis Summers catches Adam Newman in Nice. Nick Newman will also demand a choice, so let's talk about all the Y&R drama ahead. When Kyle Abbott shows up at Audra Charles' train car, she'll invite him in and act like it's no big deal that she's wearing a robe. After Audra and Kyle have a flirty conversation about their cosmetics company feud, they'll plan to brainstorm in the dining area. Audra will insist there's no need for Kyle to leave while she changes clothes, and will strip down to her underwear as he watches. Meanwhile, Phyllis will be full of questions and ideas when it comes to Cain's extreme takeover plans in Genoa City. Cain won't want to get into the details yet, but he'll push for a show of faith to prove Phyllis is really as committed as she claims. Phyllis will tell Cain to name it and will seem ready to move forward with whatever betrayal he wants. Nearby, Damian Cain will pick a flower for Lily Winters, so Cain will spot them together and table his discussion with Phyllis for now. Although Cain will try to act friendly with Lily, she'll give him a cold response. After Cain takes off, Amanda Sinclair will also notice the closeness between Lily and Damian, so she'll wonder if they're a couple now. Lily will suggest they're just trying to make the best of a bad situation since Cain is holding them prisoner. As for Phyllis, Lily will clash with her by bringing up Daniel Romalotti Jr. and suggesting his mom is partying instead of being home to support him through his grief. Phyllis will defend her actions, but she'll get triggered by Lily's comment about them being lab rats and will rush off. As for Kyle and Audra, they'll bump into Damien and Lily in the dining area. Although Audra and Kyle will play up the fact that they're working together, Damien will remain suspicious of Audra and the lines she might cross. Lily will notice how protective Damien's become of his half-brother, so Damien will talk about bonding with Nate Hastings in a short amount of time. Nearby, Kyle will point out to Audra that not everyone seems to be buying their work story, but she won't care what anyone else thinks. Once Kyle escorts Audra back to her train car, they'll share another flirty moment that leaves Audra looking pleased with herself. Over with Lily again, she'll take Damien's hand and wonder how she ever could have distrusted such a special man. Cain will look jealous as he spots the warm moment nearby. Next, Nikki Newman will be eager to go back to Genoa City, but Victor Newman will want to stay since this could be his chance to upend Cain once and for all. Besides, Victor will think it's too dangerous for Nikki to walk down the mountain with Adam. Instead, Victor will want to send Adam down alone so he can dig deeper into things back in Genoa City. As for Nick, he'll plan to find a way to get back in communication with the outside world and will offer Nikki reassurance. Phyllis will ultimately interrupt this Newman strategy session, so she'll be surprised over Adam's presence. Although Phyllis will fish for information, the Newmans will be eager to get rid of her. Nick will finally steer Phyllis back out to the maze, where he'll warn her not to be so trusting of Cain. After Nick spills about Cain's property snatching and major purchases back in GC, he'll mention Cain's visit there, too. Phyllis will pretend she's shocked by all this news and will defend Cain a bit, but Nick will grab her arm to stress how serious he is. Nick will think it's time for Phyllis to pick a side. Phyllis can either stand with untrustworthy Cain or help fight him off with people who care about her. Back on the train, Nikki will push Adam to send Victoria Newman and Claire Newman their love. Nikki will also thank Adam for risking so much to bring them updates, so Adam will insist it's what family does before he heads out. The young and the restless, spoilers say Cain will stir up even more trouble soon, so stay tuned. The young and the restless spoilers reveal that this version of Cain Ashby and Chelsea Lawson may have just had a chemistry test. Could this be a new pairing option when their true love reunions fail? Chelsea has fallen back in love with Adam Newman, who's supposedly a changed man. Adam may be on his best behavior right now, but that doesn't mean it's going to last. Chelsea and Adam have been down this romantic road plenty of times before, but it never sticks permanently. That's the case for most soap couples anyway, since daytime dramas have to shake things up and do something different eventually. In other words, Adam and Chelsea can't live in this blissful bubble forever. All good things must come to an end when it comes to romances on Y&R, so Chelsea and Adam may crumble at some point. Meanwhile, we've got Cain, who desperately wants to reunite with Lily Winters. Although we have no doubt that Lily and Cain will find their way back to each other sooner or later, it's probably going to take some time. Lily is furious with Cain right now, so she thinks all this reunion talk is totally delusional. Cain will work hard to win Lily back, but there may come a point when he grows weary of the fight. As Lily continues to push Cain away, could she push him into another woman's arms? Chelsea and Cain might be a romantic option to consider, especially after the way Cain was taking jabs at Adam the July 2nd episode. It felt like it could be the first inkling of a Chelsea, Adam and Cain love triangle if the show wanted to go there. Regardless, Cain and Chelsea had an intriguing vibe in those scenes, which were mainly about Chelsea fishing for info while Cain tried to dodge her questions. It was an interesting interaction and could have been Y&R's way of testing their chemistry a bit too. If Adam does something to drive Chelsea away while Cain starts to lose hope on fixing things with Lily, it could set the stage for something to happen between Cain and Chelsea sooner or later. The Young and the Restless scoop reveals Lily Winters will tell Damien Cain she wants to move on with him. Y&R spoilers tease Damien will admit to Lily that he understands why Cain Ashby is pulling out all the stops to win her back. "I need something new," she tells him in the Y&R weekly preview, and she's not going to be held back in her life anymore. Unfortunately for Cain, He'll come around the corner of the maze, just as Lily and Damien share a smooch. He'll have a hurt look on his face, but will he decide to give up on Lily? Not likely. It's no secret that Cain considers Lily the love of his life, and he's made it clear to his ex-wife he wants her back. However, Lily has told him she doesn't even know who he is anymore, and she's not interested in a reunion. Longtime viewers will recall that Lily and Cain had a romantic and tumultuous relationship from the get-go. They were married and divorced several times, and Cain cheated on her. But they always seemed to find their way back to each other. So, will they this time? Meanwhile, Damien has been attracted to Lily since he first laid eyes on her. They have become friends and seem comfortable around each other. Damien has always hoped it would turn into more. But is his wish about to come true? In the coming weeks, Lily and Damien will become even closer as they're trapped together in France. However, could Lily's old feelings for Cain end up resurfacing? Would she even consider getting back together with him? So, what do you think? Should Lily decide to move on with Damien or reunite with Cain? Vote in our poll below. Hey Y&R fans! Aussie Gang Us? Are you enjoying the new CBS Sudser Beyond the Gates? Then make sure you join our free Facebook group. That's all she wrote for the young and the restless Cole Howard. The ranch hand-turned writer, played by J. Eddie Peck since '93, drew his last breath in the July 3rd episode. Recently diagnosed with Legionnaire's disease, the character seemed to have his whole life before him. It was a good one, too. He'd just reunited with former wife Victoria Newman, and they'd been dealt the miraculous shock that the daughter they'd believed dead since birth was, in fact, alive and well, and as sweet as pie. But alas, a happy ending wasn't in store for Mr. Nice Guy, whose parents were Psycho Rick Darros and Eve Howard, also a, Psycho Days of Our Lives, and Dallas Allen Peck had held the role from '90 to '99. Then, after a long absence, during which he became one of All My Children's many Jake Martins, he returned to Genoa City in 2003, at which point Cole and Victoria discovered that their late daughter, Eve, was really the then malevolent Claire Grace. For a while there, Peck was one of soapdom's hottest heartthrobs. But when he came back to the show following his long absence, Cole was reduced to pretty much a singular quality: goodness, which is admirable for sure, but it didn't necessarily track with the character who once started making out with his wife's former stepmother, Ashley Abbott, while the cat was away. Just a quick shout-out as Cole takes his last breath on the show today, Peck said on social media. And with that, this chapter of my journey on The Young and the Restless comes to a close. I want to thank all of you, my fans, friends, and soap family, for welcoming me back with such incredible warmth and support. Your messages, posts, and enthusiasm made this return deeply meaningful for me. Genoa City, the calm surface of high society, is beginning to ripple as deep-seated tensions and secret plots threaten to engulf two of the city's most powerful families. At Jabot, Jack Abbott senses a storm brewing. Once confident in his empire's foundation, Jack now finds himself plagued by a persistent feeling of unease. Despite appearances, it's not just business as usual. Signs suggest something more insidious may be targeting the Abbott family from within and from outside. His wife, Diane Jenkins Abbott, shares his concern. Though outwardly composed, Diane's instincts, sharpened through years of surviving corporate betrayal, are on high alert. Her suspicions center around Audra Charles, a poised and magnetic newcomer who has recently drawn the attention of Jack's son, Kyle. Diane's quiet investigation reveals an alarming truth. Audra is the biological sister of Cain, a shadowy figure whose reputation across Genoa City has long been tainted by rumors and distrust. More than a mere sibling connection, Audra has been operating as Cain's undercover operative, embedded in both the Abbott and Newman families to extract their deepest secrets. Kyle, meanwhile, is captivated by Audra's charm and blind to her duplicity. Despite Diane's repeated warnings, he continues to trust Audra, dismissing his mother's concerns as overprotective paranoia. His naivety, however, may be the very breach through which Cain gains access to the heart of the Abbott empire. Victor Newman, patriarch of the powerful Newman dynasty, watches these developments with cold calculation. A master of manipulation, Victor sees the fractures in the Abbott Foundation and begins sowing doubt in Jack's mind, suggesting an alliance with Cain. But Jack suspects this may be just another trap. While Jack weighs his options, Cain quietly orchestrates a far more ambitious plan. Using Audra as both a pawn and a weapon, he is positioning himself as the true power player in Genoa City, with the ultimate goal of overtaking both the Abbott and Newman empires. Unlike his rivals, Cain plays by no rules and chooses no sides. His ambition knows no bounds, and his methods are as psychological as they are strategic. Inside Jabot, internal trust begins to erode. Leaked documents, delayed contracts, and sudden changes in key alliances suggest that someone is working from within. Jack, Diane, and the loyal few scramble to secure the company's most sensitive operations. Meanwhile, Victor adds fuel to the fire, manipulating media narratives and shaking public confidence in Jabot's stability. Despite mounting threats, Diane remains one of the few who can see the bigger picture. She intensifies her surveillance of Audra and works to plug the vulnerabilities Cain is exploiting. Yet Kyle's continued involvement with Audra complicates efforts. Each intimate moment between them gives Cain deeper access to Jabot's secrets. Elsewhere, Claire Newman, a close friend of Kyle's, silently battles her own grief following a personal loss. Unable to share the burden with Kyle, who is emotionally distant and distracted by Audra, Claire finds herself isolated. Her silence, while meant to protect, risks becoming another crack in the fragile foundation of trust surrounding the Abbott family. As Jack calls an emergency board meeting to reassert control and confront internal loyalty issues, Audra remains by Kyle's side, whispering promises of passion while feeding Cain the ammunition he needs to destroy their world. In a secluded corner of the city, Cain watches it all unfold. With each new piece of information from Audra, he tightens his grip on the delicate web of power and betrayal. But what none of the key players realize is that an even older force, long-standing rivals of all three, are also quietly waiting in the wings, ready to strike when the dust settles. Conclusion. Mably on the brink. The Abbott family stands at a dangerous crossroads. With enemies closing in from all directions and trust crumbling from within, Jack must choose: confront painful truths or risk losing everything. Diane continues to fight for her family's survival, while Kyle teeters on the edge of self-destruction. In a world where love is weaponized and loyalty is a gamble, only those who remain clear-headed and brave will have a chance to steer their destiny. As the young and the restless heads into the week of July 7th through July 11th, viewers are in for a whirlwind of emotional confrontations, secret alliances, and surprising romantic developments. From unexpected pairings to growing rivalries, the drama in Genoa City and across the globe shows no signs of slowing. On Monday, tensions rise when Audra gets a little too comfortable with Kyle. Dressed in revealing lingerie, she tries to spark creativity for their perfume campaign, but Kyle is clearly uneasy. Despite his hesitation, he eventually agrees to continue their viral marketing strategy. Later, Lily and Damon catch the duo in a suspiciously flirty moment, prompting concerns about Audra's intentions. Lily and Phyllis also come to blows, sparring over Damien and accusing each other of manipulation. Amanda and Damon are forced to step in to de-escalate the situation, but the damage may already be done. Overseas, Nikki is desperate to leave France, but Adam warns her of the dangerous trek down the mountain. Nick steps up and offers to go get help, while Victor refuses to back down from his goal, defeating Cain on his home turf. Back in Genoa City, Adam delivers troubling news about Cain's secret dealings. Nick accidentally spills everything to Phyllis, warning her to stay away from Cain. But Phyllis remains defiant, claiming she knows exactly what she's doing. Cain, meanwhile, is left fuming as he watches Lily grow closer to Damon. The chemistry between Lily and Damon is undeniable, with Lily even confessing how much she values his caring nature, especially toward his mother. A passionate kiss follows, unaware that Cain is lurking nearby. On Tuesday, Victoria seeks comfort following the tragic death of Cole Howard, who succumbed to an antibiotic-resistant form of Legionnaire's disease. The show hints that someone significant from her past may return to offer support, possibly Cain or even JT Hellstrom. Elsewhere, Mariah and Tessa's relationship continues to unravel. With secrets hanging over them, Tessa suggests that their separation may need to become permanent. Danny Romalotti, however, looks forward to a new beginning, revealing plans to propose to Christine. By midweek, Jack gives Billy a stern warning: stay focused on Abbotcom and avoid getting caught up in the battle against Chancellor and Victor. But will Billy listen? Meanwhile, Nick and Sharon team up to help Phyllis. Still, some fans are questioning whether this is a genuine reconciliation effort or a ploy by Phyllis to prove her loyalty to Cain. Danny pops the question to Christine in a grand gesture at Society. While the answer seems like a yes, fans wonder whether this romance will play out on-screen or off. Lily, emboldened by her feelings, declares to Damon that she's ready for something new. Their relationship seems to deepen, right under Cain's watchful and clearly jealous gaze. At the same time, Victoria must confront a heartbreaking decision in the wake of Cole's death. To end the week, Friday brings emotional weight. Claire is mourning the loss of her father, Cole, and notices Kyle is nowhere to be found, too distracted by Audra's lingering temptations. As Kyle and Audra edge closer to an affair, it's clear trouble is brewing. Back in Genoa City, Adam and Chelsea are back in scheming mode, already planning their next move. And in one final twist, Cain somehow finds himself in Lily's bedroom. Whether it's real or a dream remains to be seen. This week's Young and the Restless episodes are packed with tension, emotional shifts, and high-stakes decisions. As old flames flicker and new relationships ignite, viewers are left wondering who will stay loyal, who will betray, and which romances are destined to burn. With Cain lurking, Victoria grieving, and Phyllis caught in the middle, the week ahead promises compelling drama that fans won't want to miss. The Young and the Restless spoilers have fans wondering, what is up with Amanda Sinclair? She is awash in Cain Ashby's secrets. Could she be keeping a big whopper of her own? The lawyer is repping Cain, but she's spent much of her time in Nice dressing down her ex, Devon Hamilton. Her heart was broken when she caught Devon with Abby Newman and eventually fled GC. Did she go alone? Amanda left Genoa City in 2022 after coming home from her taking care of her mom and finding Dabby in bed. Technically, it was on the living room couch. Double EBU. She was right to leave because Devon and Abby are now married and parenting their little one. Obviously, they were meant to be together. We know that Amanda has also gone on to bigger and better things outside of Genoa City. But every time Amanda comes face to face with Devon, it's like she's reliving her betrayal all over again. It's been years. Shouldn't she be over it by now? Not if she knows something Devon doesn't know, that they made a baby together. We haven't seen Amanda for long stretches of time, and on soaps, anything is possible. If Amanda had Devon's baby, she's done a terrific job keeping it secret. Her gift for secrecy may be one of the things Cain's likes about her, since she's had no problem lying up and down to the GC crew. Think about it. Amanda's own history is a tangled DNA mess. She found out family secrets later in life, and she could now be hiding a family secret of her own from Devon. Why would Amanda have Devon's child and not tell him? Anger is one reason. She clearly has not gotten over his infidelity. She thought she had a future with Devon, and if she were pregnant with his child, she would be all that more invested, only to see it ripped away by Abby. To be clear, we are speculating here. But if Amanda does have a child with Devon, think of all the soapalicious plots that could be hatched starting with a dropkick to his marriage. Tell us why in our fans, do you want to see Amanda drop a baby secret on Devon? The drama in Genoa City was piping hot this week. The Young and the Restless knows how to bring the drama, and June 30th, July 4th, was no exception. Cain's dark and chaotic ways left us with more questions than answers, and our jaws on the floor. Cain's little trip to Genoa City on Tuesday answered a few more questions about his secret little schemes. His meetup with Holden showed us just how shady things really are. Not only did Cain praise his apparent right-hand man, but he gave him a list of people to get close to, including Adam, Chelsea, Claire, and Mariah. What he wants with these players remains to be seen, but we're sure it's not exactly on the up and up. Phyllis never fails to disappoint, and Wednesday's episode proved she's still at the top of her sleuthing game. She hid out in the maze and caught Amanda and Carter talking about their boss and his time away, and his impending return. On top of that, it became clear Cain is up to no good and that there was way more drama to come. So much so, the legal eagle was worried. Thursday brought us to tears as Victoria and Claire sat by Cole's bedside, hoping and praying he'd recover from his illness. Sadly, that was not their family's fate. No sooner did the ladies get there than Cole spent his final precious moments saying goodbye to the woman he loves and the daughter he finally met. That very last kiss between Victoria and Cole melted our hearts and broke our souls. This sad ending to what we hoped would be Victoria's forever love story is terrible, and we have to wonder, why did Y&R bring Cole back at all?